Welcome back, everyone. Mike McConville here again for String Tech Workstations, Stratford, Ontario, Canada. We're back to this huge Guild jumbo guitar that we're doing a complete refret on. The bridge, which we had taken off, you saw earlier, that bridge is now re-glued, and we will be re-slotting that, and we'll bring you into the mix as we do that job as well. Now, on this GPS unit, we have the Gretsch guitar, early 60s Gretsch, and we are doing a refret on both of these guitars. So we'll do these two jobs in tandem, and as always, you got a play-by-play. Cheers. One thing I have found since I've been working with the new XLT unit is it's nice to have sort of the single neck block when you need to sort of spin the guitar around to either get access to the back. Whenever I'm doing wiring or electronics in a Les Paul where you've got to flip it over and get access to the back cavity, this is exactly how I do it. And having that single block allows me to just kind of hold that in place so that I'm not worried about the instrument slipping, shifting, or clattering to the floor. It's like I've got that gentle third hand holding the guitar in place, allowing me to sort of concentrate on the task at hand. And that is a bonus that I did not foresee with this unit. So we're on to removing the frets on this Guild and on the Gretsch guitar behind me. So complete refret for both. Let's start with removing those frets. As you can see, the breaks in that binding, I haven't removed any frets yet. So we're going to have to definitely proceed with caution. The binding looks like it's seen better days. Just wanted to point that out before I start removing frets. Let's go take a look at that Gretsch. The binding on the Gretsch actually looks pretty good. I don't see a single crack along there. Here's the treble side of the Gretsch. Nope, not one single fracture. That binding looks fantastic. On a lot of the old Gretches I've worked on, I've seen binding in a lot worse shape than this. This is a good thing. Now here is the treble side of the Guild Jumbo, and the binding here, see, it's funny. On the treble side, it looks great. It's only the bass side that we're having issues. Again, just point that out before we get started. So whenever you're into removing the frets on an old guitar like this, you're venturing into the unknown. I don't know if these have been glued in or not. Oftentimes they were. So I always start, just as a precautionary measure, so I always heat that first fret slightly before I go to take it out. And we'll see if there's any adhesive in there or not. Now, as it turns out, it looks like there is some adhesive in there, so I am going to go ahead and briefly heat each fret as I remove it, just to make sure we don't run into any problems with any chipping. This is an ebony fingerboard. Ebony is much more brittle than rosewood. Oh, by the way, these are just a Stanley end cutter that I had ground the face flush, and they're perfect for pulling frets. I think it was $19, about 20 bucks Canadian. I've easily removed the frets on 100 fingerboards with that $20 investment. Okay, we got that nut out nice and clean. Now we have a clean go end to end. The radius on this fingerboard was sort of screwed up the last time it was refretted many years ago. So we're going to correct it all now. Now that that nut is out, we're completely in the driver's seat. We'll put a beautiful compound radius on this end to end. and you'll get a front row seat, as always. So this early 60s Gretsch is next, and we'll be pulling the frets out of that, and then doing these two guitars in tandem. G&G, Gretsch and Guild. Okay, same deal here. We get those strings off and get those frets out. So this is going to be set up for a wound third. The customer had ordered that bridge from the States. Machine Shop did a beautiful job of producing this thing. And this is a true arc bridge, so TRU-ARC. And you can see that it's actually sculpted all the way across. This is really beautifully machined. Got some bubble wrap here, just kind of wrap that pickup. We're just going to tuck it inside the guitar and keep it out of the way as we're doing our fingerboard leveling and radiusing. Well, it does not look like these were glued in, and these are the original frets. But with ebony, I still heat the fret. The reason for that is ebony is much more brittle than rosewood. There's no resin in it for the fret to kind of slip out. It's very dry, very prone to chipping. The idea is when you heat it, it makes the fret slightly more malleable just for a brief moment. That's why you got to heat it, pull it, and then move to the next fret. Because essentially what happens is when you heat the alloy, you're tempering it. So when it cools, it's even harder than it was to begin with. So the idea is to move quickly, heat, gently extract, and then move to the next fret. Okay, now that the nut is out, we can heat up that 0 fret and remove that as well. Now we're in complete control. So again, we're doing both these guitars in tandem, the Guild and the Gretsch. We're going to true up both fingerboards, prepare both fingerboards for their new frets, and we'll just keep these two jobs going in tandem, give you step by step.